G'day everyone, this is James and welcome back to the channel. Finally, I guess. Very sorry, it's been so long since the last time I uploaded a video. I think it's just over a month now. And I do have reasons. They might not be the best reasons, but I do have reasons. I was been pretty busy with some client work that I got, a couple of different projects. One of them even involving pixel art. I had to do some pixel art animation, which I might show you a little bit later on. And the other reason is I had a bit of a coronavirus scare. I was put into quarantine for a couple of weeks because of something that happened at the company I work at. Had to go and get the CPR test. I was a little bit stressed out by that and wanted to just focus more on the client work and not on recording videos and stuff like that. But I'm back now, and as you can see, it's a little bit different this week. I'm in Photoshop. I've gone back to Photoshop for a little bit to do this client work. It's a little bit more in my comfort zone for this style of work, doing character design iterations. And the ones you can see at the moment on the screen, they were for a merchant character for a short film. I've worked with this client for a number of years on and off, doing lots of designs for his short films. And this particular one it's kind of like a Mad Max meets Blade Runner meets Dune kind of world. And I had to design a shop merchant and a mercenary who acts as the shop merchant's bodyguard. And it's the mercenary that you're going to see me do a design iteration of tonight or today, whatever, depending on when you're watching this video. Right now, while I'm recording, it's night. That's why I said night. So, yeah, I love doing these kind of design iterations. They don't take me long. They're not finished designs by any means. They're very, very rough sketches, and I can belt out like 2 or 3 of them in about an hour or so, and so I can get through a whole bunch and show the client lots of ideas. They can pick and choose different parts from each iteration, or just say like, no, that's the complete wrong direction. And it doesn't worry me too much. That kind of doesn't stress me out because I haven't put too much time and effort into these, and it ends up working quite well. Like, I end up doing something that they like after a pretty short time. I've got a pretty good idea of what the client likes now, and but apparently I didn't with this one. But so I'll take you through what's happening here. The first two ideas that I'd already done on the screen there were just based on very, very bare minimum details of what this character should look like. I just roughed it out. It was just, he's a mercenary guy, and he could have a, like robot parts on him, or he could have augmented like cybernetics or something. And so I just quickly photo bashed, as you can tell by the gun and some of the pants there. Like, it's photo bashed with some paint on top. Just a couple of quick ideas, and sent it over to the client. Said like, is this the right direction? He gave me some feedback and some inspiration pictures, like some reference shots and that, of what he was actually hoping for. And so it turns out I wasn't really going in the right direction, but like I said, I didn't spend that much time on them, and so it doesn't worry me that much, and they're a lot of fun to do. So the idea was, he's actually supposed to be a bit bulkier, a bit more intimidating. Um, he does have tech elements, but probably not as much as I had added. Not just armor, but the character should also be kind of covered in, like, it might be a good look to be covered in ragged cloaks and that, so he might blend in within a city environment, like within this particular city environment in the film, and maybe at first glance he looks almost inhuman. Like, he's just this towering, massive, like, masks and cloaks and armor and stuff. But on closer inspection, he is very much human. So instead of photo bashing with this one, I started painting it from scratch. But as I get to the end, and I realize, like, instead of just painting a whole new pair of pants, I did just cut and paste from one of the previous iterations here and just copied it over, because the leg part is, in my mind, it's just not that important right now. I might get some feedback from the client to say, like, oh, can you do some more with the legs, and let's try something else there. But for the most part, for this one, just so I can check with the client to see if I am heading in the right direction now, I thought just the top half was the most important. As you can see, I'm adding the ragged cloaks in. He's got his hood. I'm leaving the face mask there blank, so he's not going to be barefaced like in the previous ones. He's going to be wearing a mask, and I'm kind of leaving that till last for a couple of reasons, and that's, I'm not sure what to do for at the moment, at the time that I was painting it, and when I do start doing something, I want to make sure that it matches the rest of the costume. Like, I had a pretty good idea of what I wanted the costume to look like at this point, and so I wanted to make sure that the mask at the end would fit into like everything else that I've done. And the last one is usually doing the cool face mask, and that is one of the more fun parts of doing a design, so I wanted to leave that till last, so I had something cool to work on right at the end there. So it's pretty simple. Like, you can see, I do a lot of cheats with these. They're not supposed to be super realistic. I add highlights and stuff where there wouldn't normally be highlights, and it's just to kind of emphasize the character and emphasize the lines of the costume and everything. Like, up under his arm there, inside the cape, you can see like a highlight on his torso. It's not realistic at all, but it shows the character. It shows like there's a delineation between the cape in the background and his body. I didn't want to hide it. It's not like losing edges or anything like you would in a painting. This is purely character design and making sure that the character reads. Doesn't have to be perfect, just has to give an idea. I realized that at this point that some of my proportions were out, so this is one of the reasons that I do love Photoshop for this kind of stuff. I can just quickly open up the liquify tool, and as you can see, like, I'm checking it, and the liquify tool just completely saved my ass at that point. It was looking a little bit wonky, and especially when you go back and check it and you go, oh my goodness, what was I thinking in the beginning there? How awful is that? But Photoshop's really great for that. Like, I love Clip Studio, but right at the moment it just doesn't have anything close to a liquify tool. So doing these kind of designs is just so much quicker for me in Photoshop. So here I go. This is I've actually switched back to real time for this one, designing the face mask, and I did have a bit more of an idea here. So in this kind of future world, because it's the very Mad Max style, I did want to give him a kind of gas mask. I know that's very cliche, so I wanted it to not look like a cliche gas mask, and the idea is it's more of something that maybe he's made himself. He's pieced it together, and that's why there's these metal chunks that have probably been welded on. He's just like found different pieces of metal, shaped it, slapped it on there, on top of what was previously a normal gas mask. And so I've cut away the mouth section here, and this is where the original gas mask is going, and then the top half is this welded together metal helmet that he's made himself on top of the gas mask. again, like not going into any super details here. It, as you can see, like we're pretty close in on it now, and it is rough as shit. Like it's really rough. But I do actually kind of like that look. A lot of people seem to like that look, rather than the fully cleaned up, stylized painting. A lot of people like the rough look. It comes down to I got to get these done quick. I don't want to spend too much time on them when majority of the work that I'm doing here is going to get shut down in the end. So you don't want to spend like so much time just doing one thing that is never going to make it. So I'm just adding the barest minimum of details here, just stuff that can read and you go, oh, that actually looks kind of cool. I understand what it's supposed to be. And yeah, the hardest thing here was trying to decide what his like how he was going to see out of this. And is he gonna have like a robotic eye, like camera eyes or something? And I thought that's a little bit too techie. Like, this guy's not an idiot. He's not like just a lumbering brute. He is actually supposed to be intelligent, but I figure he probably wouldn't be able to do something at that level. So I just went with he's got a big gash in the in the front of this mask that he sees out of. It's just a big hole. And yeah, anytime I can throw in a tribute to Boba Fett. Boba Fett's T-visor. It's not a T-visor, but I do like that kind of slit, like a knight's helmet. So that's what I went with. So I'm gonna wrap up this video. Hopefully the next one. I am thinking about doing a more of a longer version video, but it might be a bit quieter. I don't know if I have enough to say for a full-length video. We'll see how we go. I do have some other videos of older work that I've saved. Another one of those Star Wars drawings that I was doing for the old style Kenner action figures. I've got one of them, so I might upload the full-length vision video of that to YouTube, just so I've got something more on the channel here. And yeah, so for those who stuck around and waited for the next video, thank you so much. If I get any new subscribers out of this new video, thank you so much. And just mentioning that, please don't forget to hit like and subscribe if you haven't subscribed, and feel free to leave a comment. I try to answer any of the questions and try to get back to the comments as much as I can. And until next time, thanks a lot, guys. I'll see you later.